Hey guys, hold up. Co-Rose Smith, and I'm coming to you about to all the owners, possible want to be an owner of a salon or barbershop owners that's looking to expand into the salon world as well. This is all information for you. I want to tell you some of the things that I've been doing. Most recently, State Board is allowed and issued a boutique license that is basically free of charge for anybody that's doing braids, sew-ins, making wigs, shampooing, or makeup artistry at home. They can basically get their license free of charge and work with licensed stylists in the salon right beside them. And I'm empowering them with that information, a couple tools that'll help them advance in this industry. So hopefully when they get at your door, it ain't such a complicated, like they don't know nothing. They know a little bit of something if they didn't listen to any of my videos. Now this video is something just like it. I use the Zoom meeting app. It's Zoom meeting app. It is free for its levels, depending on which type of recording settings you want to do, but it does allow you to do all the things that you see me doing today. Today I'm going to be talking about hiring your staff. A lot of times we're scared because of the W-2, because it's totally different than booth rent. Booth rent, all you have to do is fill out a 1099 or some rent receipts, and they do their thing. Go ahead, buy baby. But when you hiring, it's a lot more things that's involved. And to know there's so much stuff involved, I've actually contacted a couple people. I'm going to be using a special guest to go over the tax part of it. So if you're looking for somebody to hire to do your payouts and your W-2s, you could get on the meeting and you'll meet that person. You can get their contact information. I have some questions for them. I've created a lot of questions from me just doing this video on what I want to ask them, because I don't know none of that part. Like, I don't know what's the percentage for medical or federal. I don't know none of that part. But I'm going to give you a couple ideas on my end, what I did when I did hiring. I've hired hourly. I've hired commission. The highest hourly rate I've ever paid is $10 an hour. And was able to do that without going into my money. So I live in little old Youngstown, Ohio, and I was able to pay $10 an hour without going into the money that I made by just paying her with the money that she made and still making income off of revenue that I created off of each and every one of these individuals. I've also had the opportunity to do commission with stylists. And I've worked in a situation where hourly and commission was available, but it was an either or situation. So I'm gonna go over a couple of those different ideas, and hopefully it empowers you with some ideas on how you can do this too, or let you walk into your next level, because God definitely has another level for you. And employees is definitely it. If you've ever had or experienced booth renters and them establishing and being with you over a certain amount of time, and that $100 every week, if it's 3 stylists at $100 every week, that's $15,000 if you lose them. If you just lose 3, that's $15,000 a year you just lost. But with an employee and established in a couple of things that I'm going to share with you, it'll always be there for you and you'll always grow. So many people are scared to hire and train because they think they're going to give up all their information. And I want to empower you with some information that if that's one of your problems, don't let it be. Because I got a way that you can deal with that too. If that's one of your things that you're scared of, training somebody, making them cold, and then they opening a salon right across the street from you. I got something for that for you too. Okay, so this application allows you to do a lot of things. As I don't have a lot of people, I don't have nobody on this line. I'm actually recording it myself to give me some practice and just to get the information out to you as soon as possible, because I have people that I've already trained. My first class online was 32 people. So there's at least like 20 people in Youngstown looking for a salon to go to. And oh no, I don't want to get employees. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's gonna level you up. So let me give it to you. Okay, this what I'm hitting is going to allow you to see everything that I see. So it's called a screen. Sure, where is it though? Okay, so we screen sharing. Let me see what's open. There we go. Now, if you want to know any information or you know somebody that's over 16, over has a 10th grade completion and has some type of skill that they've been doing at home for at least 16 months, or you want to take them through an intern program with your salon, you don't want to, you want to know some information about the boutique as well, or just be, if you're a barber and I want to get into doing a salon, but let me see what's some of the information I need to know about opening the salon without me looking at that. It's a lot of detailed information. So if you know somebody and they want to get the information, they're not a person that can get on the internet and look and search and find it, tell them to check out my YouTube. I give I give a nice detail and directions on how to go to it. You see it right there live on the stage, live on the screen, just like you see me now. So let me go into the area I was doing this one. Okay, with employees, there's a couple things that you can offer them, and it can be you can totally individualize each and every stylist and skill. So you can have a stylist, she been at home doing braids and say she do 2 hairs a day already. This is what she do already. And you got 2 extra people that you can also put in her chair that you need her here at your shop. You can make her commission higher. You can offer her different things, but I'm gonna tell you a couple rules that I heard, and mind you, I'm gonna tell you these rules that I've read. I'm gonna tell you where I read them from, what I Googled. And by me just going by that is how I'm gonna go what that Google said. So when I'm averaging, if it is more, if the minimum wage is more, or if that's not the right number, please don't kill me. Okay, guys, don't kill me. Okay, when you can set one of the biggest things that empowering for the business owner, you can actually have a full-time stylist or a part-time stylist. You can have 4 part-time stylists. You can have 12 part-time stylists. Long as you're able to function them, you can open your salon 7 days a week and move them according to how you need to flow your business. But you do not have to be bound by, we're only open Tuesday through Saturday, and my booth renters don't even come in until Thursday. Some of them don't work till Thursday. Some of them got part-time jobs. If somebody wants to have a part-time job and they want to braid and they just tired of braiding at home, and I'm gonna come to your place from 4 and they want to work from 4 to 9. That's a total blessing for you, because now your business is operating on bigger business scale levels. You're getting more exposure, because that's the first thing that most people gonna say. Anybody that's getting off work at 7 o'clock and want to get a haircut or their hair done, if you ain't had an appointment, it's like it ain't about to happen. That's just what it is for little old youngsters. So I don't know. Let me go. I'm not gonna go there. Hourly booth rent, you can offer them hourly booth. Not hourly. You can pay them hourly wage. Our minimum wage is supposed to be, well, the website says $7.25 if your gross revenue in your business is under 314,000. So we're not doing that much, not yet. So our hourly rate, our minimum wage would be $7.25 as far as what this website said. You can also offer commission in 35 or 6 to 60 take home, or 80 take home. Whatever you want to sit there and your guidelines on how you going to do your commission. I've seen commission as low as 35 and as high as 60. You can range it wherever you want to range it at and set your averages. Like once you reach this, you get this or whatever. This is all things that you can create on a contractual scale on each individual person. Because a person that has 15 more skills, than the one girl that got one customer a day. The one person that has one customer a day is the one that's actually counting on how much money she missing out with commission. So, and the one that ain't making no money is just, I don't know. But you know how we sit there and we think on different issues, and that it does happen. So that's one. Let me get back in order. You can offer hourly and commission. So, or commit hourly. You can offer hourly and commission, or hourly or commission. Hourly or commission is just like salary versus commission. You see the next one, it says salary versus commission. Whatever one is the highest, it trumps. That's the one that you have to do as far as the payout. When reading, let's see, this is what I found on the internet when I Googled, can you pay less than minimum wage in Ohio? It states as January 1st, 2019, minimum wage base went up. It went up if the minimum wage non-tipping is $8.55 per hour. However, employers who gross less than $314,000, like I said, are get no less than the current federal minimum wage of $7.25. So that's where I came up with the $7.25. You can pay as less in Youngstown. I'm guessing if this is true, you can pay $7.25 hourly. But whichever one is higher, whatever one is higher would be with the one that you would pay out. Now, whatever one, if hourly outweighs the commission, you are supposed to pay at least the minimum wage. So whatever hours they worked, you're at least supposed to pay the minimum wage. So if their commission did not outweigh their hourly, you are to pay the hourly at the minimum wage base. Okay, let me go back to my page. They're supposed to gain exposure. You're supposed to give them some type of business cards, flyers. If you have a website, you might want to introduce them and their level of success when they're completing training that you've either provided or somebody provided. You can use social media, radio, TV, billboards, etc. But they're supposed to gain some type of exposure for being at your location. Because they're there, now everybody knows that you have a braider. They don't have to know their name, but they need to know that the service is available. Okay? And it needs to be repetitious, like everybody knows. Training in advance. The more they grow, the more the salon's gonna grow. So the more information you can get into them and they can retain and repeat, the better business money you gonna make. Owners can pay for more training. If you're a person that want to say I'm gonna invest into your training for you to be a better stylist, for me, you can do that. There is also, you can add a $5 to $25 training fee to their check that you use for training classes that you've already set up that you need them to go through for them to advance further. But you can do it $5, $25 each check. Put that money aside for their class that you need them to go through or something. And that's them paying for it. And the reason why you might want them to pay for it is because once they obtain the information, they got it. Once they can do it, they got it. And they can take it anywhere they want to go. So remember that one. And you can also, if you ain't never, I know we've been in class on top of class on top of class. And usually if it's about product, they always end with retailing. If you have that product that you've been buying this whole time, Mind you, you're going to have to train them on product knowledge because they haven't had any type of schooling for product knowledge. Now, I do go over a couple products, but it might not be the product that you use. So be for certain that some type of training will have to happen. And if you have retail, you can offer a commission for them selling it. It makes them a better verbal communicator. Because instead of talking about you and what you ain't doing and who getting paid and who got in a fight, they talk about products and the stuff, the services that go in the salon. You can train that. As an owner, one of the biggest things, and your hardest thing is going to be personal versus business. We women, we get emotional. And in a situation that I'm going to take the first one where it says personal versus business, and I'm going to go down to the bottom where it says, you can do a non-compete agreement. Personal is, well, you know, we made an agreement for you to be here for a year, and you're gonna pay me this, and you're gonna pay me that, and da 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 da. No. Let me do personal this way. Let me go back. Let's say it this way. Personal would be, I got a cousin. She, Booby. Let's say Booby. Booby is very well known for putting the chick in her place, really. He's that dude. That's just what she is. But recently, he's been showing a new business side of himself, and he's really growing in his sew-ins and braids and communicating with his customers and being timely and all that, just getting on his straight business stuff. But that doesn't mean that over the weekend, even if he did get hired by you, that he might not knock somebody's face off. That's just might happen. But that does not bother your business. Let me explain to you when you didn't that the reason why that's messed up, because that's personal. That's he went doing hair and got in a fight. They ain't come to the shop. He ain't say come meet me at the salon. He ain't bring no distraction to the business. Once the business ain't included, then that's the problem. But all that personal Facebook stuff or them talking, that ain't got nothing to do with you until they say, yeah, and you catch me at, and they mention your business. Other than that, why would you lose such a person that's known? If you just mention them, you know who I'm talking about. Like, especially in Youngstown, like, oh, Booby, to be known like that, to be on such a scale like that, that once he shared where he at, how many people is automatically gonna go with him? Because if he ain't your best friend, you either hate him or just don't like him. But he's the coolest person you've ever been around, like, for real. But he don't play at the same time, and that's real. Now, if you want to get confused with all the times you ever seen him on Facebook telling somebody off or whatever, and not paying attention to the revenue that can come to your business, you might get confused. If that's your problem, I would also tell you that that's not your pastor's problem, because everybody that walk in that church got a pass. So get over it. Hopefully you're training them to upkeep them, to increase them to be better and better stylists, and to let that world go and drag it behind by their feet heels because they're making too much money. I'm definitely sure the more money Booby make, the more bad about his business he gonna be. So don't lose a stylist like that because of personal. And that's just my personal take on it. Another thing that's personal, if you don't do your contracts, that non-compete clause is a contract that is for, I said this earlier, anybody that is scared to give somebody the knowledge that you done paid for these some 20 years. If you're scared, I'm going to tell you, two people. One person is watching the quick weave to learn it. There's another person that watched them videos to just see if she can do the quick weave like they've been seeing everybody else do. Because no, they don't want to do their own quick weave. They're trying to find somebody that can do it correctly. And that's when they look for them videos. So it's one person looking at the video to learn. There's another person looking for the video to find a stylist. So it's those same two people. I want you to do a non-compete clause. A non-compete clause basically helps you. Is a contract about things that are automatically supposed to happen. If you have a problem with putting this type of contract together, most of it is just state board rules and regulations that they already told state board that they would do. A non-compete clause would also stop, because we're quick to say black salon. There's when my Caucasian sisters open a salon, they do not open it with the idea that this is going to be a white salon. They say, I'm opening it up for business. And this is a salon. And if anybody in this area is black, I would love to have a black stylist, because the people that live in the area are black too. If it's people that are moving in the area that are Puerto Rican, I would love to have a Puerto Rican stylist, because they will feel comfortable around their people. But in no time have I ever been into a white salon and trying to get hired, and they'd be like, oh no, this is a white salon. So get over it. And in every situation that you've been at black salon and you moved across the street from the white salon, and then they close because you're doing such major business, that one of the people that work with you want to be you, and they're going to open that shop right across the street from you. The non-compete clause, the agreement should be done upon hiring, stating that I'm going to give, especially if you're giving away training, I'm going to give you everything that I have within a certain amount of time and keep you advanced, and give them, again, contract of what you all going to do. And within you, that means that you're going to work with me for this amount of time. If you decide to get out of this contract or whatever, you would move whatever salon that you do to take the start working in, you'll have to be 25 miles away from you. 25 miles means 25 minutes away from you. That means that the salon that just closed across the street, they are not about to open it as the new salon and take 6 of the girls that work with you over there, because all of them been talking about you on the days you don't work. Okay? So those two things to keep on the business. If you do all the contracts at the beginning and you give all the rules at the beginning, you ain't switching it up and looking like you don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you gonna get the booth renters, the bosses, to the hardest thing is gonna be for you is adding those two arenas together, booth rent with an employee. One thing that you do know for sure is most people that have been booth renters, business owners, independent, whatever, is going to have a total. I paid for all this time. I ain't about to show them nothing. I ain't gonna tell them nothing. The state board come in, that's all you. You got all this to say about what they ain't gonna do, they ain't gonna teach or whatever. I got a couple ideas for that too that might help. You need to have meetings with your staff, even the booth renters, telling them how, asking them. Let's ask questions. I love asking questions. Asking questions make people think. So when you're asking your staff, ask them questions. What do you think can improve this business or our business that we're missing, that customers say or repeat? I always say the McDonald's and chicken filet. Chicken filet always had the nice chicken, always hot. They made sure that they box didn't sweat, so now I got little holes in it. There's no little holes in a Kentucky Fried Chicken box. But in chicken filet, then they figured put a little bit of holes in the top of it, and it lets the steam out so it don't turn soggy and the fries ain't soggy. So they just sat there and not even just their food to make sure that their food lasted a certain amount of time, but then they start going into customer service. And this is where you can always go, because one of the things that's heavily said into the salons is that they were in the salon too long. The clients are forever saying that, or I came in and she had me waiting for 45 minutes and didn't even have me shampooed and conditioned. You can offer your employees as shampoo assistants for a week or two, shadowing the staff, while the staff, you ask them to educate the employees on the products and the products behind it. a couple things is going to happen. They're going to, your employees going to have better communication skills with your booth renters. Booth renters going to have better communications with their assistants, making some type of teamwork happen between both of them. And they're going to get some type of hands-on training, as well as customer communications is going to get better. Stylist communications will get better. They'll have hands-on training and product knowledge, because most of the stylists don't usually use the same product. So they end up, if you intertwine them that's how that's part of your 2-week training, is them assisting other stylists while they're working. That could be part of it. Just an idea. I got this one. Never, ever tell another booth renting stylist that is not the owner, that's just there working with you or whatever, you don't know what you're doing. I don't care. You don't never do that. Feel free, call me, ask me some questions. I will ask other people that are salon owners or have been salon owners, because once you've been a salon owner, you know both sides of it. I've been a booth renter. I've been a commission stylist. I've been an hourly paid stylist. I've been an assistant. I've been in so many different avenues of that. Even the situations of people arguing because the edge is gone, or she cut my child's hair off and the daddy didn't go and pose to get the hair cut off. Whatever. I've been in or seen so many different situations that I would rather you call someone like myself, or hopefully somebody else that's building up on this team that I'm building here, and ask them, because hopefully we're not the ones putting each other down as far as business owners. I'm going to tell you, as a business owner myself, and there's not a lot of people in my family that are business owners, I didn't have let's do a question and answer of how we can improve this and this and the other, and what other things have you went through, so I'll know to add this or whatever. So I'm that person, and I've been, like I said, I've been through so many different pay scales. Had every one of my salons, I closed them, opened them back up, and did a whole different type of pay scale every time. Like I said, hourly and commission, booth rent, salary, hourly. I've done all of them. So I wanted to empower y'all with that one. So wait a minute. Let's see. Is that what was it on that one? Okay, you can provide training. Do it yourself. Oh, okay, this is the owner, if they wanted to do a retail product, this is the best time, because you're automatically going to have to do a product knowledge on the products that they're going to be using. So they ain't coming to question you about what type of shampoo should I use on it, and what conditioner you want. They should be able to analyze the client's scalp, heard what the stylist said that she was supposed to get, ask the client as a double check. So she states that you're supposed to be getting a this, 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 and this. Then go into their own questioning and conversation. So, do you have dry scalp? When's the last time you were shampooed? Those things, and that it builds the communication, like I said earlier. Let me go into here. Let me explain commission. The biggest fight that you're gonna have is when that stylist starts taking home $853 and she's at a 60% commission, so she basically dang near dropped probably 4 with you, because it's 40%. So if she made $1,000 that week, and you got to have a nice hustle to do that. She made $1,000 that week, and she was taking 60% home. She would be taking $600 home, and then taxed on top of that. After they start counting, they looking at the check. They start counting, and then they start to see, either want to go to school and be a booth renter and get the independent contractors and everything, or start thinking about, I need to be doing hair at home. I'm only gonna do this many heads here, and then I'm gonna do just one at home. Or they're gonna try to figure their way to grab a little bit more of that money. And I'm gonna tell you, you need to come up with some type of pull. Level up that if they started at 35% commission, what do they need to do to get to 40% commission? How often is the levels looked at? What are all you looking at? Because you can do an eval. Tell them this is the eval page that happens every 30 days. If you make it this number, this number, or this number for this amount of time or whatever, you can upgrade to this. And this will be your commission. And if you keep and retain, you can make all these. Look, I say it right here. The more an employee becomes part of a team, these are the top qualities. This is the person you do not want to lose. Listen to this. The more the employee becomes part of a team with skills, high residual, that means they bringing in a lot of money just being there. People are coming in to see them. It is not just became about the braids, it's become about that person too. High client retention. That means that I ain't just doing all new customers and ain't nobody came back, because you can do 3 or 4 people in a day and they all be garbage and you ain't making another dime, and it just takes time to lose the money. So they got to be able to hold the client, a certain percentage of the client that they have already attained. That should be on there. The retail sales should be high, and or client and co-worker hospitality. This is going to be the person that you'd be like, she put out everybody trash. She just had too much energy. Just once in a while, she just do something amazing. You do not want to lose this stylist. Offer bonuses, offer additional commission, get yourself in a position to buy another salon and ask them if they are interested in working it, owning it, adding a extra bonus commission if they, add the same things. Like I said, you do not want to lose that type of person. So figure it out. Get in the meeting, ask somebody what they didn't try. I got a couple ideas, but don't lose that person. Hourly and commission. Hourly and commission means, like, say I don't want to offer the minimum wage of Youngstown. Say if it was $7.25, like they said on our website. So minimum wage would be $7.25. I don't want to offer minimum wage because I want to offer hourly and commission. So I want to do $6.25 an hour. And I also want to get, it's like one of my little cousins that's been braiding at home. She young. But she ain't got that much clientele. She's pretty good though. So I'm gonna offer her a 35% commission as well. So she works 35 hours at $6.25. It would be $218.75. And let's say she also did $150 gross commission. That means she only did like 3 people for the whole week. Was there probably 6 days, but only did 3 people for 6 days. You're going to have to do a lot to motivate that person. But from the $150, they get a 35% commission, which would be $52.50. You would add both the $218.75 and the $52.50, and you would come to the gross of $271.25 that has to have taxes taken out of. And I ain't doing none of that part. That's all the CPA that we're going to have as a special guest to talk to y'all about that tax stuff. She works 35 hours. Now, let me explain to you that she has to, whatever one is higher is what it is. So, no, I did not pay her the $725 hourly, but I have to guarantee her the $7.25 hourly. If she don't make no money. If she don't do no customers, not one customer, or not one thing is going to make her price, her check has to be either $253.75 with the taxes taken out of, or higher. If the rate is $7.25. Let's say it again. If the rate is $7.25 per hour, she has to get $7.25 per hour if she don't make any commission that makes that check over $553.75 before taxes are taken out. Now, with this way, you see that she made $150 gross commission, so she actually took $52. So it basically took her over to $271.25. But if she wouldn't have got the commission and we would have just moved that, I couldn't have just gave her $218.75. Lawfully, the way this one paper spells out, it says that it has to weigh out their commission, tips, and hourly has to weigh out at the hour, at least the minimum wage. You can't go under it. So if you're a person that, we just doing commission and they only took home $53, if they work 35 hours, you might be having a problem with the IRS or law, I don't know. Just, it's going to be a problem because the way this paper states is that non-tip employees, it's age 55. And it's $725 for anybody under the 314,000, like I said. Tipped employees can get as low as $4.30. But you have to be able to show that their tips basically made them at least minimum wage, either direct or cash wage. Like they got the money, tips, and counted them out, or it's on a credit card and the person put it on the tips, and that's what made them end up making at least minimum wage. But they gotta at least make minimum wage. So that's the way I'm gonna explain that one. I got a bunch of questions for the CPA on that same thing to make sure that I ain't misunderstanding it at all. So if you got some questions, even what I just said, write them down. Get ready for the CPA because it's gonna be some fun. Explaining commission. I did commission. I did hourly and commission. Okay, salary versus commission. So this is like hourly or commission. Hourly, again, like I said, the minimum wage is $7.25. So you're either basically guaranteeing them, if it was a 35-hour work week, $253.25 before taxes. And if it's commission, you basically have to guarantee them at least $253.25 before taxes if they work 35 hours at the basic minimum wage. Okay, I hope y'all got that. Or rewind that if you need that one said again. Let me see what's the next one. So I put here, this is the real thing that I really enjoy, and this is the way you need to see it. Hopefully you can see my idea. Just think about how many customers you do on a week-to-week basis, and this is how I basically came up with the scale with just some basic money. So the commission, let's say it's commission versus salary. Let's say that all I need to get, if I say, just say, you hire somebody, she works there 6 days a week, 4 hours a day, 4 or 5, somewhere around there. And she do nothing but one customer a day for the 6 days at $45 per customer. She then made $270. If her commission from that is 35%, she then made under the minimum wage. Okay, so what is it? $270. Hold on, I would do this on a screen, but I might as well just do my phone real quick. 270 times, when it's percentage, if y'all ain't bad at math, that means point, you move the decimal over, so it could be a decimal instead of percentage. So if I said she was at 35%, okay, so she made 35% of $270. That's point 35. It's only $94.50. Now, depending on how many hours she worked, okay, so hers was, if she worked 35 hours and her gross income, as far as the customers that she performed, came to $270, 35% of that would only be $94. You cannot just pay her the way that paper reads. You cannot just pay her the $94. You must give her the salary base or the wage base. It has to at least meet minimum wage. It has to at least meet minimum wage. That's these words up. It's getting too late. If y'all don't know, I am actually doing this at 2:15. No, it's 1:15 in the morning. So, what's the next thing? Okay, so I can tell you that if you got your customer, if you got your stylist, your employee, up to 15 customers a week, with the low of $45 being the flat rate that each and every person paid, no matter what they got. Just say that's what they paid, $45. 15 customers, that's $675. If somebody that's somewhere close to that, I probably would give them 45%. 45% to less than be at $303.75. It being higher than the minimum wage if they work the same 35 hours. It being higher than the minimum wage, I don't have to pay her hourly. I can choose the commission. But remember that this all has to be explained in the hiring and signed off, that they understand how you're going to pay them. That's why they have you sign off handbooks and read this. And these are things that we have you do in the building. This is the things that have to be done. You understand these, and you see what I'm saying? They make you sign off on this stuff nowadays. They don't just hire you. So don't be mad to incorporate a couple of those things. I hope this class has been a blessing to you. Just a little bit of information, some ideas to get you thinking. Hopefully you are empowered and really want to hire an employee, and like, please send me one, Nicole, and who is she, and is she any good, and tell her to send me some pictures. Hopefully that's what you on, so we can all grow. And mind you, Youngstown is losing a lot of businesses. Don't let your business be one. Thanks and God bless.